AITA for refusing to meet my kidnapper's parent, even though they are dying? So, I will not be mentioning names, genders or ages, because it can lead to revealing my identity. I was kidnapped while very young, and my kidnapper, K, raised me as their child. I had no knowledge of my real parents. K's family thought I was K's biological child, and they were very good family to me. Fast forward to when K was dying, and they made a deathbed confession of their crime. That was the only reason I even found out about my parents. Long story short, after a lot of therapy, I decided to cut off K's family, because their presence in my life was harmful to my mental health. Now, years later, I get contacted by one of K's siblings. They say that their parent is dying, and their only wish is to meet me, their grandchild. I told them no way in hell, and if they contacted me again, I will be calling the police. They told me that I am an asshole for condemning their whole family, just because they were related to K, that they treated me well, and loved me all my life, and I am repaying them by making their parents' last days miserable. All the people in my life who are in the know, they hate K's family with a passion, so they can't be objective, and I don't want anyone not in the know to know about my history. So AITA? NTA. K's family can go pound sand. What they think is irrelevant entirely. Put your mental health first. NTA, you need to do whatever you can to stay in a happy mental state. I am sorry for all you went through. NTA. You are under no obligation. I understand where K's family are coming from though. To them you are their family. That person watched you grow up as their grandchild, and I'm sure that their love is real. It must have been hard for them too when the lie was uncovered. NTA, your own recovery is more important than theirs, but refuse with kindness if you can. Cool. My mom has a gaming laptop too, but she mostly uses it for Facebook. She doesn't understand why I need such an expensive one just to play games. But hey, at least she tries to be supportive. NTA. You've been through a terrible trauma and you don't owe anyone anything. If K's family genuinely thought you were their child, then I do feel for them because they had their own shock and grief about losing you. That said, I struggle to understand how they didn't know. Who did K claim your other parent was? Did the family not ask any follow-up questions about lack of pregnancy or baby pictures? Was K out of contact with them? Just turn up with a kid, and they were fine with that? But even if K successfully fooled their family and the family loved you, you were kidnapped and had your whole life upended. They need to respect that. It's incredibly wrong and cruel of them to insist that you owe them anything. Especially the emotional labor of comforting a woman whose child abducted you. They need to think about all that K cost you, and the family K stole you from. YTA. Family is not only blood. If you grew up, got treated like family by them, and to both you and them were family, then a sudden change like this is big. But for them it's horrible to hear what happened, but they still might consider you family. Accusing them and pushing them away won't make you or them feel better. Any qualified therapist would definitely not advise you to cut or your family and then try to accustomed to suddenly have new strangers in your life you call family just because you're blood relatives. You can have two families. You definitely do not have to. But they are not in the wrong for seeing you as family or asking you to see them. Also, saying you are going to call the police on them who are also victims to K's crime is scummy AF. You decide what to do. And it's terrible that you had to go through this. But in this situation, you are the asshole. Well, you are NTA. I don't think anybody but K is. TBH. Your need for distance is perfectly valid. But it's also kind of sad, because the family themselves seem to really care about you. I'm adopted, so I can get how emotionally brutal this all is for you. I know a few other adoptees, including my younger sister, who have bad backstories. Big part of why I'm never looking into mine. Hug. If they truly love you, they would be sad and respect your position. And to tell about the kidnapping on the deathbed is also a spiteful act. NTA preserving your mental health is the priority. If that requires you to cut them all off, so be. They have to understand and love you from afar. NTA. I just don't see how you can go back to that family without messing up your mind. Or psyche. Or whatever. I hope you are well and that you stay strong. I'm seeing a lot of NAH but NTA. They are assholes for their response. You are not an asshole to holding to your boundaries or telling them no. I'm sorry they had the audacity to reach out to you in the first place. NTA are part of the trauma, and while they loved you, it doesn't sound like you are in a place where seeing or speaking to them will be a positive experience. You don't owe them, and they need to respect that you can't separate what your kidnapper did from them. And you may never be able to. I would reach out to your therapist to talk through how you are feeling. You don't need to change your mind, and maybe getting some in-person validation will help. It's also okay if you are feeling some kind of confusing feelings about this person dying. If that is happening too, you are allowed to set your boundaries. Never feel guilty about that.
NTA.
What do you want to do? That's what's most important here. Whatever your choice, as long as this is what you want to do, then NTA. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sorry you went through this. Nah. You are entitled to feel how you do. But these people who did not commit crimes believed and loved you as their own. Despite the darkness surrounding the reality of your relationship, they are also entitled to still love you. If I were you, I'd prob go see Nana. It may be your last chance. You might regret going. You also might regret not going. Either way, there's no really wrong or right here. You all are victims of this person's crime. Both you and them have lost people they loved because of this person. Maybe you should give them a chance. NTA. You are entitled to prioritize yourself. I do feel sorry for them because they are also innocent in this. But you are not wrong to make the choice you have. NTA. In this situation, whatever you feel comfortable with is absolutely paramount. You've been subjected to the most unimaginable trauma. You are absolutely not an AH. You could never be the asshole. They took a whole life away from you, from your true family. I'm gonna say NTA because you have valid feelings to cut them off, but did anyone from K's family knew about the crime before the deathbed confession? If they didn't, they shouldn't be punished. Maybe better explain to them why you would like to cut off contact because of the situation.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.